What's up, guys? Dave Ward here, continuing my video series, answer your questions about being a Beachbody coach. And I want to just, again, start by thanking you. This has been really fun because I'm getting people who are messaging me with questions. So please keep that up. You can either send me an email at info@thefitclubnetwork.com or just post a comment wherever you are watching this video, and I will make sure you get your questions answered. So this is really part two of what is probably going to be, I don't know how many parts is going to get done, but I got kind of a really broad question about what are the essential skills that you need to have in order to become a Beachbody coach, and really more importantly, a successful Beachbody coach, right? Like signing up as a coach is really pretty simple. You need a credit card and a social security number, and if you've got those things, you're good to go. And so the question is really broad. I could spend a lot of time. Instead, I'm just going to break it up into little segments. I think one of the most essential skills that you need if you're going to be successful as a Beachbody coach is communication. Communication is so important. The ability to one-on-one with people make a connection and make those people feel really, really important is just something that is essential. I mean, it really is. It really is one of the most essential skills. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be, super articulate or, some master, psychologist or anything like that. What it does mean is that there are some essential skills related to communication that you need to learn. I didn't have those skills when I started in this business. I can remember actually when I first told my wife, hey, you know what? You're doing really well with this Beachbody coaching thing. I think maybe I want to be a Beachbody coach, and I think that's what I want to do full time. And I was like 10 years into my, or I guess about 8 years into my law practice at that point. And her first thing was, that's great, but you're not very good with people. And in order to be successful with this business, you got to be good with people. And I thought, okay, so that's true, and she was right. How do I get good with people? And the conclusion that I came to was I needed to learn some communication skills. So I was very fortunate. I had good mentors, including my wife, and all of them told me the same thing, which was just that you need to get better at communicating with other people. Now, how do you do that? Well, I did a lot of different things. I've been to a lot of seminars. I've read a lot of books. I've listened to a lot of books as well. Learning more about people and becoming a real student of people is what has helped me to become a good communicator. So the first thing was learning personality types, right? I read Florence Littauer's book, Personality Plus, How to Understand Yourself by Understanding Others. I think that's the one. There's a whole series of these Personality Plus books, but that's kind of the big one. I read that book. I read actually a couple of other books. There's Personality Plus for spouses that I read. I read the one about how to communicate with your kids. All right, Personality Plus for parents, I think is what it's called. A lot of seminars, Danny Johnson's seminars, where Danny breaks down what she calls gems, which are very similar to the personality types and Personality Plus. There's a lot of different ways that people talk about these personality types. I've studied at least 3 of them, but they all really fall into 4 major personality types of, the people who are type A controller people, your, analytical type of people who think a lot, your life of the party type of people, and then your more helpful, sympathetic, sort of others-focused types of people. Being able to recognize each one of those different personalities is just a skill. And like any skill, you can learn how to do it. 4 years ago, I didn't know how to surf, and now I do. Why? Because it's just a skill. And if you go and you really want to learn something, and then you put in the time to go learn it, you can do that. Communication is just the same, and it's really, really important too in our business, because our business, if you have seen the other video maybe where I laid out a hypothetical organization on a whiteboard, you can see it's a lot of people. I mean, and there's a big team of people, and learning how to communicate with that many people is so, so important. I just had a conversation with a coach that I mentor the other day, and he was asking me, he wanted to make some changes to sort of the culture of how his team was developing. Had some concerns about, are we going in the right direction? And I said, what I think you should do before you do anything is the first thing you should do is sit down with the leaders on your team and get some buy-in from them, because maybe they think it's going in a great direction, and when you try to take it in a different direction, they're going to be real confused about what you're doing. Okay? So important to have open, honest communication with people. This was something I really struggled with. I had a very hard time being honest with people. Okay? So if I was coaching you and I saw something that I knew was holding you back, whether that's you're not focusing on your fitness and that can make this business more difficult than it needs to be, or you're maybe ranting on Facebook, okay? Whatever it is that I see that was holding people back, I wasn't able to tell them and give them that feedback because I just didn't know how to do it, okay? Again, another skill I had to really learn because that is super, super important. If you're gonna mentor people, you have got to have the ability to be honest with them and be able to communicate with them what it is that they need to change or improve on. That doesn't mean they're gonna do it. You know, the first video I filmed in this series, I talked about having an entrepreneurial mindset. People have got to decide to change. They're either going to or they're not going to. But my job as the sponsor and my job as the mentor is to tell you what I see that needs to change. It's also to tell you what I see that's working for you and help you get better at that. But the other one, that's pretty easy. Telling people what they need to change is much, much harder, and it's a really important skill that you're gonna have to nail if you wanna be a successful Beachbody coach. All right, guys, once again, thank you for the questions. Please keep them coming in. Specificity is good. General questions like what are the essential skills are gonna force me to kind of break things down. I'm really just looking to answer your questions, whether you're considering becoming a coach right now or you're already a coach and you want more information about how to get better. Let me know. I'm happy to help. Thanks again for your time. Have a great day.